going on, everybody? I'm Stevie Ray.
And I'm Amber.
And this is your weekly podcast for anything and everything video game anime related.
We just started.
My bad.
We just started another anime. So we got to watch the first episode finally of Spy Family.
Yes, big one that I have been nagged about at work to start watching.
I've seen a lot of stuff about it, seen lots of good things, and so yes, it's been one on the list, and we finally got it going. So here we go.
This is the anime show of the week.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have a few of them because we're breaking it down. You're gonna see a lot more anime from us. We got some feedback. From some listeners. You know, we appreciate everybody and their feedback. We're always looking to improve and get better. That is how we grow. You know, we got thick skin. You know, so you don't have to worry about as long as it's constructive, right? I mean, I'll go saying some dumb shit or anything, right?
Yeah. If you don't like my hat or something.
Yeah, I mean, ain't no one care about your taste in hats, okay?
How dare you?
No, I'm telling the person who said that.
Oh, okay.
Come on, man.
Yeah. What you said. Yeah. Take that, person.
Yeah, let's take that back.
Yeah.
Oh, went back. There you go. But yeah, so we're gonna show a little more love to anime. Try to be a little more consistent. It has been game heavy for a little bit. Since we've been back from like the sickness, I think really since we really stopped the weekly Attack on Titan.
Yep.
I think is when
which that's gonna get back to. We're gonna get back to that too.
I think we might have taken a big enough break now from Attack on Titan that like, all right, my emotions they've kind of they're a clean slate.
Yeah.
I don't got so much heat. There's a lot of smoke building up. You know?
Yep.
But I got a clean slate now. But since then, it's been very game heavy. You know, game shows will be running an hour, maybe even close to 2 hours long.
Yes.
It helps when you have people, to interact with. But and the anime shows are like 30 minutes and things like that.
Yeah.
So we're still gonna keep the 30 minutes.
Right.
We like have a little more of a bite size approach to it. And we want to make sure the quality is there and the conversation's steady.
Yep.
But you'll just see more of them.
Yeah. Which sounds good. And then we can cover more animes.
Yes.
Maybe even more episodes, but still keep that, like you said, quality.
Exactly.
So we like the idea, like we're just going to be able to do more animes.
Exactly. And I know that was something even you came to me as well. After the feedback saying like, hey man, the one anime a week is cool. And I want to watch more anime, but I don't want to miss out on these, back and forth conversations we have. Because if you start watching when I'm not watching, then it's going to go back to the very one-sided, conversations where I'm just like, wow.
Anime sounds so cool.
Wow. You're so cool. You watch all the animes.
Yep. And so, I mean, that's no fun for you. I mean, it'd be great for me, like all the animes, that'd be great. But no fun for you.
Yeah.
No fun.
But, so we're just taking your feedback and rolling with it. Thanks again, everybody, though. Another podcast. We're getting started. Go ahead, like, subscribe, follow, do all those things, all the social medias. I promise I'm going to narrow this down. We're working on a website. It's pretty much done. I'm just trying to get the URL worked out. Because it's a really weird one right now. We're trying to switch it to dipdowngamesandanime.net, and then from there, you can just explore, because everything is there.
Shop,
all the links to
media,
the social medias. Yep, our YouTube videos will be linked up there. Our podcast will be up.
All the stuff.
Anything you think of, if you want to donate a little something, donate like $5, because, your boy drives a Ford Escape, and it's like $80 damn to fill that boy up, But I get it. If you got gas too, hey, I understand.
Yeah.
It's all right. But there'll be a whole bunch of you can leave reviews up there. Trying to get it worked out. Like I said, it's pretty much done. Just need to work out that URL. But until then, go ahead. Amber, you were right. The merch shop will be up there too.
Yeah.
Yep. So there'll just be a little tab off to the side.
And it'll be the right one.
And it'll be the right
That's
one.
exciting.
It'll be the right one. Until then, independently, go out to all the different things. We do have a shop, Teespring. Go ahead, check out the merch there. We've got a lot of cool stuff. I need to start adding to that again as well. Start getting more options. I mean, there's already a good amount, but just need some more up there. And then, that's it, man. We appreciate it. Let's just get into it. Amber, Spy Family. You know what? First episode, I'm about it.
I'm about it.
I'm about it.
I'm with you.
There's
I'm
been
with you.
some that it took some time, right?
Oh yeah.
Attack on Titan. Oh, Attack on Titan got me at one too. But like some other ones, maybe like My Hero.
My
Yeah,
Hero.
I think
That's probably a big one.
My Hero. It took me like 6 episodes before I got in. I was hooked.
I was watching an interview about that actually, and it seems like that was like kind of the general consensus.
Oh, really?
That they said that when they first started getting into My Hero, that they had empty rooms. Not a lot of people wanted to come in and meet with them and everything. It just was not really taken off right there at the beginning. But then at that interview, it was completely full, tons of fans. People love it, and so it's definitely grown. So we weren't the only ones.
Okay.
So,
alright.
yeah.
Was it about that long for you too, or I feel like you were hooked a lot sooner?
I think I was hooked sooner than you, but I mean it was generally as soon as Midoriya, right? Am I saying that? Am I saying Deku? I'll go with that one because that's easier.
Yeah.
So
Midoriya.
as soon as he stopped crying, then I was like, okay, I'm good. I mean, he could still get a little cry-y, and he still has like some moments and everything. But once we really stopped just the real like being hard on himself, super hard on himself, I was like, all right, I'm into this. This is good.
Boy, you went on longer than I thought you were. All right, so My Hero. God damn it!
Do you know what you're doing?
All right. Spy Family. What's going on? Gohan. Like, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And I said Gohan. You hear what I said? Well, I'm throwing all the animes out there, man. I said
So Dragon Ball
Gohan.
Z. So-
No, Spy Family. What are your initial thoughts and how you feeling? And let's just break down that first episode.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely into it, so I'm looking forward to more stuff. I mean, right now, my biggest question from the first episode right now is like, where the mama at? Because I mean, we know we're supposed to build a family apparently, and so that's the question I was left with is where the mama at? So we got the kid. Starts off, we find out that this Twilight fella is like the best spy out there, best in the
You're
business.
talking about Lloyd
Yes,
Folger,
Forager.
Forger, a.k.a. Robert, a.k.a. Twilight.
Yes, wow, you got all the names. Twilight is what I
I
remember.
had to do that. I envisioned myself doing it while we were recording this, and I was like, nah,
Wow.
I
You planned it out.
I gotta insert myself. If I can't do it now,
It's gonna
it's
this
gonna
is the
happen.
moment. Like if you pass it up, it's not happening.
Go ahead.
But we found out that he was super epic, and apparently there's this big event happening where there might be some kind of big war breaking out. They took out this one dude in a car, and that was it. That was the start of things. That we might be seeing some kind of war
Yeah,
happening.
the West and the East, right?
Yep. Yeah, the different sides.
There's a toupee involved.
There's a toupee. Apparently, that's big business. Like you can't have toupees whenever you're like a big guy. Like it's just lies. And
It's
that's
lies,
just
yep.
the start of the lies. I mean, if you got one lie, you got many lies. So you can't have
Transparency.
that. Yeah, all around. Transparency when your hair, transparency with everything. Okay, so that's just the rules. And so we find out about this this big problem, and so they go to Twilight, and they're like, the only way you can fix this is by having a wife and a child within 7 days. And so it's like, I mean, adoption didn't even occur to me. So that wasn't like my initial thought. I'm like, this is just not going to work. Well, that's it. Like, there's no way. Like, how is this supposed to happen? Like, if he actually has a legitimate family, there's no way it's going to happen.
And it was, I'm sorry, let me cut you off.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I just found it hilarious because he has just got done talking about how like he has no time for families, he has no room for it. It's
Not
just,
wanting it.
It's just a waste of time. It's a distraction. His goal is to protect the world.
Yep. And he apparently threw away his name, his identity, all that stuff to sacrifice himself for the world. And he was just like, all right, I'm ready to do it again. That's it. If I got to play the role of Papa, I can do it if it's for the world. So jumps right into it, going to this really shady looking place to find a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that place does not look good.
Very low income adoption home.
Yeah.
The main guy doesn't even look like he really cares anymore. He looks like he's kind of done. He's over it, kind of like his hair was over him and just left his head.
Yeah, really. And, I mean, I hope that at some point in time that, I mean, because he seems like he is, I mean, he wants to save the world, right? Well, let's start with saving this little adoption agency here because, like, those kids need some
That's
help.
fair.
So I'm hoping maybe somewhere down the little road there, we might see him kind of go back to that place and maybe they do a little something for all those kids because that was a sad, sucky scene.
That's true though. I didn't think about
So,
that. You
so
know, you're looking at the grand scope, right? You're looking at the big picture,
Yeah.
but take a second to look at the details
look
of
at the
it.
little people, you
Look
know?
at the details. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully we kind of go back there. But at the very least, he did go in there and he saved one child. So I mean, there we go. There's a start there, you know. And so he goes in there and meets Anya.
Anya.
It becomes her name.
But she a little questionable.
She a little questionable. Yeah.
She's a little sketch.
Yeah. Right off the bat. I mean,
I want the Carfax on her.
yeah. She appeared extremely intelligent, which I mean, I think we're kind of like on the fence. Like, is it just because I mean, we find out she has superpowers? She can read people's minds.
Yep.
So is it really just all that? Is she really like not super smart? I know
she got that crossword puzzle, but was he just?
He was thinking of all the.
I didn't
he was
think about
thinking
that.
all
He
the
was saying
stuff,
all the words
so-
in his head.
Yeah. So I mean, does she not have it? I mean, maybe she's like average smart, which is okay too. And then she has the superpowers. But I mean, I know that there was at one point there that Twilight seemed to be thinking like, okay, you not smart at all. Like you struggling. I mean, you just can't seem to do anything. And he was thinking about taking her back. And that's when we find out that she loves peanuts apparently. So.
No, but hey, don't skip over an important fact now.
Oh no, what did I miss?
Her favorite show is Spy Wars. Come on now.
That's one thing I was like wondering, curious about. Like, did like he said, like, is this a coincidence? I'm curious because obviously like he was thinking about the fact that he is a spy, which is interesting, very interesting, I suppose. But does she really like that show, or is she just interested because of what he was thinking and she's like kind of trying to like impress him, or maybe be like, hey, look, we have similar interests, your job, my show, so yeah. Do you think that she actually likes that show?
I don't know. How quickly did she realize that he was a spy, though? I don't think it was right off the get-go.
It was like
right?
outside the door. I mean,
Was
before
it?
they got to the house. Yeah. It was like as they were walking back to the house, he started thinking about all that stuff, and then started thinking about how holding her hand was going to prevent him from being able to fight the bad guys, and so that's when she hid under the sign and everything, freaking out and stuff.
Yeah. She was
So,
spazzing, making a
she was
scene.
which I mean, if you think you're about to be attacked by some like assassins or whatever it is, I mean, yeah, I'd be spazzing too. I mean, that's some freaky stuff.
Yeah. I mentioned it to you, I think, this morning when right after we just got done watching it. But a pretty cool dynamic, a pretty cool pairing between the two. You have someone who lives in his mind, right? Because he is very just kind of closed off, conservative to himself. Doesn't want any attachments, relationships. So why not just talk to yourself in your own head? And then now here you have someone who is going to see right through you, and all she can do is be in your head.
Yeah. And she does think about
Very
like, all
clever.
that is you did bring up an interesting point. That is definitely for sure just a really cool dynamic. And I do wonder, like, once we bring in like what I'm assuming, I assume we're going to bring in some kind of mom figure. Once we do bring that
Kind of
in,
lady up there, huh?
yeah, I mean, there's a person there, so it seems like she has to be something. Is she just going to be just another spy? I am curious how she's going to kind of fit into that dynamic, because like you said, I mean, just their bond already, like that is all going to be that's going to be interesting, kind of how they work. And so how does she fit into that picture? And when do you feel like he'll find out or figure out? I mean, he's a spy. He's
super intelligent.
Yeah. And I mean, he picks up on just things all the time. So how long do you think it's going to take him to realize that there's a little bit more to this little girl?
Maybe 3/4 of the way into the season.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Is that just because of, anime? That's how it
I
works?
think, yeah, anime.
That's typically how it works, But already he's having like a little bit of pieces of the puzzle, I mean, he got that piece of paper from somebody that I'm assuming works with just the spy agency, getting info, is spreading around the intel. She had several name changes. She's been in like 4 different families, and several different foster
like
homes.
Anya Williams, Anya
Yeah.
Panda Bear, Anya Bra Sausage. Yep.
Yeah, those are terrible names.
Hey, listen, I mean, it's not my family's.
Yeah. But she's been tossed around, and that's pretty much all the information they have. Which I guess because I mean she came from a pretty junky little place there. Maybe that's not unusual, maybe. But then at the same time, you're kind of like, why don't we have any information on you? Do you think that she really is 6 years old? Like, I mean, she definitely read his mind, thinking that she wanted to be 6.
Yep.
And she's tiny, but
But she talked too damn good not to be like 5
yeah,
minimum,
yeah.
5 or 6.
So I definitely think she's probably around that age. She could be maybe a smidge older. But I mean, as far as like knowing certain
she is older.
things, yeah, I wouldn't think
She's
that
tiny though.
She is. So I don't think she's like too much older if she is older. I mean, especially just with like her knowledge of things, she understands things pretty well. You know, I mean, she definitely seems to have like her way around pretty well. But yeah, I don't know. She does have a very kid mentality, you know, and so very just yeah. So I would say that she is like around that age. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just back to your point, I do think that dynamic is really, really good. I like that.
Yeah, she was blowing up a little bit on the streets, and ooh, let me tell you, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. But like you said, within reason, she was like spies and all this other craziness, and she just wanted some peanuts.
She wanted some peanuts, but I also like, you're a spy, you know, like you don't know some kind of like sleeper move or something like that. Like, just go up, give the girl a hug, and then just put her to sleep
Just
real quick.
karate chopper,
Just right there. I mean, I'm sure that
pressure point.
like whatever, like she's not going to be hurt or anything, and then you just hop her over like that shoulder, and then you just go on home, go about your merry way, like like why didn't you think about that, like easy.
I will say though, he already won cool that though. He was just like, hey, so can I get a handgun with a silencer? He's like, if it's on sale, sure.
Yeah.
It's on sale.
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty good. But they get right down to business. Once they kind of get to the house, and he's just like, I need you to study. I need you to study because you got to get into the school. Like, that's it. You have to. And she is adamant about not doing that. Makes him mad. He's like, I'm out of here. I'm assuming that he needs to go cool off and everything. And she keeps on playing the game of hide and seek. And that, I personally think that that's kind of when we start to see like the walls come down a little bit between him and her. Because he just seemed a little too excited about being able to find her. I mean, it just sounded just very excited, very like kid-like with him, just a different attitude altogether from him. And so I feel like that's
and all that.
Yeah. I think he was having a good time. He was trying to be strict, stern, and everything. But I feel like he was having a good time with that. And so I think that that's when we kind of saw that
The
little
walls
bit of change.
breaking down a little bit.
Yeah,
They're not completely down.
No,
There's
not
some
yet.
cracks.
Not yet.
There's some cracks.
Yeah, I mean, he's still like, okay, if you can't do the job, like I got to get somebody else. But like he starts liking her. He does. And so I think that was a really cute scene.
And then he fucking locked her in there. So
and so then it's like, okay, maybe not. Yeah.
I don't know if the audio got picked up on that, but I had to sneeze. I don't know.
Bless you.
I don't know if it got picked up. I did my best. My best.
Yeah.
But yeah, he locked her up and just threw it with a key and just dipped out.
And that's when she made
sent the damn message.
She sent
Goofy.
the freaking message, which that right there, it's like, how did she even do that? I mean, that was like a very clear message, for them to pick up on. How did she even send such a clear message?
Yeah, how did she notice they like, hey, Twilight here, I got your ass.
I mean, that has to just be like just simple like anime like randomness, Yeah, because I mean, she doesn't. Well, maybe she did know that his name was Twilight just because of like maybe the thought popped into his head or something, maybe. But we just didn't like pick up on that necessarily. But I don't know.
I don't remember him like talking in third person in his head.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So it must just be
It's coincidental.
random. And they show up, kidnap her, knock him. Well, they make you think he got knocked out.
Make you think he got knocked out.
Yeah, and then he does the whole switcheroo thing again, and
That threw me off.
yeah,
I
wasn't expecting it twice.
I know we kind of just skipped over in the beginning, but I was a little like, what the hell just happened in
Yeah.
the beginning when he was like, here are those photos. He's like, thanks, man. And then he drives away in the car, and then the same dude just popped up again right behind him. I'm like, what supernatural? What the hell's happening? What's going on
Right.
in this
Did
damn
you think
anime?
the person that we saw first, you thought that that was like Twilight? Because that's what I was thinking. Like the first person there that had the information, I was like,
I
okay,
thought,
so
yeah, yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
is our character here. Here
Exactly.
he
I
is.
thought that dude was Twilight, that random detective or whatever, or
Yeah.
spy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I was
Yep.
like, oh gosh, he's already messing up. Like, okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was gonna be, like some goofy show. I thought
Yeah.
so. I know we kind of. I don't mean to, like, go back or anything.
Oh, you good.
But that was something I wanted to talk about. My initial thoughts of the show. I know we got yours covered, and you felt good, so you just kept on
Well,
going.
whose opinion matters the most? It's mine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me hit you with those.
See, even the crickets think that I have a good opinion. They want to. They
That's
want to
just
hear
one.
more.
Oh, I don't like
What?
that one.
Is
I
that a
don't
new one?
I'm never pressing that button again.
Magic.
But yeah, so I didn't know what to expect going into this. I thought, once we saw that silliness happen, and in my mind I was thinking that was a spy. I was like, man, this is gonna be some goofy show. It's gonna be a bunch of goofy spies who are not really that good at being
Yeah.
spies or
Hopefully, he's
something
not
like
the
that.
one that really is meant to save the world.
I thought it was gonna be like some Incredibles kind of,
Yeah, yeah.
vibes going on. You know
Yep,
what I mean?
I could
Some
see that.
family stuff going on like that. And I was like, man, I don't know if this is gonna hold my attention. I like silly, but you gotta have a range though. It can't just
Yeah.
be constantly silly, constantly happy, or whatever, sad.
Yep.
But yeah, no. To my delight, it was totally different. It was completely wrong.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
super serious.
Yeah,
Serious glasses.
mhm.
Whip him out. Got it.
But
Fix
then
the hair.
you bring in Anya, and she's that a nice relief.
Yep. There's
Kind of
that
like
balance,
that
right?
brightness.
Yep.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And that's again more to just the writing of the show and just having them play off of each other and having that balance. Like you said it perfectly. I feel like I'm gonna really enjoy the show. I mean, I'm already one episode in, and I'm looking forward to the next.
Yeah. I definitely am too. I think like you said, if he was goofy and then she was goofy also, both of them, I don't know, it probably wouldn't have stuck as well,
Mm-hmm.
But having just that kind of serious, but he can kind of play off of her too. Like he has a silly side. We're kind of picking up on that a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and so being able to play off that a bit, it makes it better. It makes it so much better. So I am liking the dynamic between them.
And then it goes into just to show you again. I don't know how much of this is going to happen, right? Because we're only one episode in, but it's just the range and the different you know situations that they may find themselves in. Some a little silly, like a game of hide and seek, and some as serious as dude getting got in the face and blasted in the face with a gun.
Yeah, yeah.
So I didn't see that. I didn't see that coming, honestly.
Right.
That was
Right off the bat. I mean, he was running into unexpected situations whenever he just was like, I'm gonna nail this. Like, if I gotta have a family to be able to do this, like whatever, that's fine. Like I got this. It's easy. And then little girl is over there spinning like crazy in the middle of the crowd and everything, like help me. And so,
oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows what's gonna go their way? I mean, she already got them into trouble with the sending the signal out and everything, and so, yeah.
But yeah, sorry I cut you off a while back
no,
though.
you're good.
But yeah, so he goes in, he's disguised as the other dude, kicks some ass, takes some names.
And such a good actor too, such a good actor. They didn't see it coming.
But then he tries to give Anya an out. He tries to give her an out, not
Yep.
realizing that he's spilling the beans in his brain, and she got that shit. She got the
Yeah.
message loud and clear.
Which that was a very quick like kind of transition into like really getting to see like a good set of his like backstory. I mean, obviously he had a rough childhood and everything, and I hope we get to see a little bit more of that too. A little bit more of like his upbringing and how he got from where he was to where he is, and I hope we find out about like how he makes those masks. Because I mean, like, how does he just like whip those out like so quickly per need and everything? I don't know, but I hope we find that out. But
Yeah,
like finding out that
be a
side
great
of him.
cosplayer.
Yeah, he really would. I mean, yeah, he would never have to be the same person ever. I mean, just change it. So, but yeah, you get to see that not only has he kind of he cares about her because she's a kid, and like I feel like he kind of built a little bit of a bond with her already. But just realizing like, hey, this is a kid that I'm getting into trouble. Like I got to figure something else out. Like this, like. Like we were talking about before, like the big picture, but you also got to think about the little people. And he was realizing that he was kind of missing that, and so he tries to give her an out and tell her what to do so that she can get a little bit better setup, but she's not going to be in danger with him anymore. And so that was nice to see him. I enjoyed that moment too, getting to see that kind of sweet side of this very stern kind of fella. So
Yeah, but ultimately she made the decision she felt was best for her.
Yep.
She decided not to go down to the police station and give the letter that he had wrote out for her to give. She just kind of just stayed there and wait for him to be done with his business.
Yep.
Let Dad do his thing, and then I'll come pick you up and go get ice cream.
Yep.
And so that's what happened. She stayed there and.
While he was in there threatening the one dude, like, "Hey, I really know your daughter. Like, I
know all of her moles."
And which was gross. That was so gross.
I know where all your daughter's moles are at.
So nasty. So nasty.
No, that's not a good one.
Sorry. No, I was playing around still. Still learning the device.
Yeah. But I got his point. Like, he really knows her. He really knows her, and like, hey, so don't mess with me anymore. Like, hey, you want to go see your daughter again, right? Like, I really know her. And so something could happen to you, something could happen to her. Like, just, I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying it could. And so I get his point, but like, did he have to bring up the moles? Like, I feel like, right
really on this
before the
mole
moles, the mole thing bothered me, okay? The mole thing bothered me. So, I mean, like, I feel like he stopped right before the whole mole conversation. Like, I feel like the guy got the picture. Like, we didn't need to dive into that, Like, he didn't need to paint it. Like, he took the picture and it was good, So, yeah, I just wish that wouldn't have happened.
Man, apparently one of your turn-offs are moles, huh?
Well, just the way he said it more so, I was like, ew, okay? Ew. Just
That is
stop.
not a topic for Amber.
Stop.
Anyone out there?
Just don't. It's not about necessarily the mole itself. It's not necessarily about that. It was just about he was just getting a little too detailed is the issue, and so
All he said was, "I know where her moles
and
are
what he's hinting at is like her naked and stuff, And so it's like you could leave that out of the conversation, okay? Like this, you're talking to her papa.
You are the one, assuming and making these assumptions.
That's what he's saying.
He just said, "I know where her moles are." That's it.
If he's just talking about like a simple hand mole, yeah,
Exactly.
then the dad would be like, yeah, so does everybody else. Like it's right on her hand. Everybody knows.
Armpit
That's not what
mole?
he's saying. No. I mean, she probably does yoga and stuff. Everybody there knows about her armpit mole. Okay, so like that's not special
More
either.
assumptions.
I'm just telling you how it is. So. He's hinting at her being nudie, and so we don't need that. We don't need that, okay?
Hey man, listen, this ain't a
Not
show.
to his papa.
This ain't a show for the kiddos.
I mean, he just didn't need to say it to the
Maybe.
papa,
I
okay?
mean,
Keep it from the
That's
papa.
one of those inside jokes you could. I will go over a kid's head, possibly.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But I mean, I don't know how kid friendly the show is. I don't know. And we're only an episode in, so
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, they get out of a bad situation. They go home. She just gets, to studying and, taking care of this test, getting prepared. She's finally at the class. She's going to take this test. And man, oh man, are there good things about reading minds and are there bad things about reading minds? Because holy shit, was everyone scared shitless, speaking of shit.
Yes, everybody did not know what they were doing.
Oh, no.
There was not a single person in there. Little child. I
But
mean,
at that age, you put pressure on your kid. Who's gonna really feel that confident about that?
Yeah, that's
You
true.
got the weight of the world on them. What's funny is it could probably feel good, going in, but then your parents are like, listen, don't fuck this up, all right?
Yeah, like, you gotta
listen
get
to
in
me.
there.
Listen,
You better not fuck this up, okay?
yeah. And I mean, that's terrifying.
and then in the kids' mind, they're like,
Oh my God, Mom is so scary.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's terrifying. And then you got all this gibberish on paper and stuff, and you're just supposed to figure it out. I mean, that's tough. It's tough. And I mean, especially if these kids are all like 5, 6 years old and everything, and that test looks big. Like, I don't know how they expect them to handle it, but they're expecting the best of the best at this school, apparently. And so, you got to get into that school so he could, handle business with the other kid and stuff. And she passes.
you did a thing, man. And they got,
remember.
they had a real wholesome moment right there.
Yeah.
And like, how much was that him still committed to the job, and how much of that was him genuinely excited and had that little bit of that dad going in him?
It was definitely genuine. I mean, even he was like
I know that.
startled.
Everybody knows that,
He was
Amber.
startled. Okay, well, I'm telling you. Okay, like I don't think you knew, so I'm telling you. Okay, so
That's a rhetorical
he was
question.
startled. You a rhetorical question. Okay. to
A pui.
yeah, your face.
But it was so funny because he like collapsed because it was a finally he let his guard down. He wasn't like in spy mode. He
Yeah.
was just a dude proud of his daughter
And super sleepy.
and super
Sleepy. I mean, instantly his eyes were dark, and he's like, this grass is actually kind of fluffy. I think I could sleep here. Yep. And she freaked out. She was not
She's
happy
like,
about
fuck,
that.
if this was gonna happen, I would have felt the test, dude.
Yeah, yeah. So it was a good moment. It was definitely it was a good moment. I enjoy, like, as we've talked, the dynamic, and I think if he just stayed serious all the time, I don't think I would enjoy it. So I mean, seeing him kind of give a little bit on that definitely it's fun. It's cute.
Yeah.
So.
What do you think happens next? Do you think I'm thinking we meet mom next episode.
Wow,
Complete the package.
man.
Boom, just straight at the gate. Right at the rip. Just boom, there she is.
I'm thinking he takes her back to the orphanage with a bag of peanuts.
That was the wrong answer.
No, I agree with you. I think we're gonna probably see mom this next episode. I would give it next episode, maybe one more, but I really think next episode.
Yeah.
And so got to get that
You
whole
think-
group together.
Do you think moms have any kind of special abilities?
I feel like she has to. Like, I don't see how else she's going to fit into the dynamic. Like, she's either got to be a spy or she's got to bring something else to the group. So
Well, she's definitely some kind of something. I mean,
Yeah.
you can see the picture above us. She's something.
yeah,
No one wears that kind of coat or whatever
right.
the hell that
She
is.
looks badass there. So, like, there's got to be something about her. I don't know what yet, but gotta be. So yeah. There's something about her. There's something special. Yeah. Do you think she's what kind of attitude do you think she's gonna kind of bring into the whole thing?
Oh, she's gonna be a badass.
Is she gonna be a
I
badass?
think she'll be a badass.
But I think also she's gonna have a silly side to her. Silly side. I just don't see how you're gonna fit into this family if you don't have that silly side. So I feel like there's gonna be a little silly badass is what we're looking at.
she's gonna be able to move things with her mind.
You think so?
So I'm thinking. I'm calling it right now. Might be completely wrong, but that's what I'm just gonna say.
Dang. I mean, she's got this, the coat and everything like that. I'm thinking like ninja. I'm thinking she's gonna be like a ninja, something like that.
So
Yeah.
no special abilities or anything like that. But
I mean,
she just
ninja
has,
is a special ability.
Oh boy, we're about to have a talk after the
Yeah.
podcast.
And I'm gonna ninja your face, and you're gonna see the special
Holy.
abilities.
Yeah, I can move things with my mind too.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's pretty much the end of the episode. Pretty much wrap it up.
Yeah,
Think so?
I think that's it.
Cool, everybody. Well, that is another episode in the books. Again, just taking the feedback and applying it to the show. More anime on the way. We're gonna try to treat it like its own show. That way, it gets its own, this special treatment.
Yes, as it deserves.
As it deserves. So thanks again. Go ahead, like, follow, subscribe, do all the things. If you're listening to us on a podcast, go ahead, leave a 5-star review, Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, things like that. Greatly appreciate it. Feel free to follow. This helps the exposure of the show. We're having an insane month, just ridiculous. We actually got ranked this month on Apple Podcasts, so that was pretty awesome. It was for video games. It was not so much the animations yet, not so much, but for video games. So I mean, hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing, and that all happens because of everybody just listening, and we appreciate all you so very much.
Thank you.
If you're on YouTube right now watching the video, go ahead, just hit that like button, subscribe. If you feel like you want to come back, you want to hang out with us some more, we do a live show. We do.
We do.
We do do.
I didn't mean to hit that button. But yeah, we do have a live show Thursday nights, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. And, it's a fun time. Go ahead. We talk about some games and things like that, what's going on in the gaming world. And then we do have, did I just say we do again?
I think you said we
No,
do
I said we do. I hate doo-doo. One thing I forgot
You
to
would
mention, in the Shield Hero episode.
Oh my gosh. What are you doing?
I do love the fact that, because one of my little kind of gets me a little, I flinch a little bit,
Yeah.
is when people say, I could care less.
Oh yeah.
And it kind of just gets me a little bit. I mean,
Uh-huh,
say
yeah.
whatever you want to say. At the
It's
end
not
of
a
the day,
little
it's your
bit.
life.
It's a lot.
If it's your life. Whatever. Do whatever the hell you want. This is my one person's opinion. Don't go change your life because of me.
Yeah, you could care less.
Now you about to get it after the show. But yeah, but instead, he said I couldn't care less.
Yeah,
Because,
you're like, that's right.
and I was like, yes,
yes.
my boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now for me, he got it going on.
I mean, they got to get it right, Like, I mean, have you heard it like in a show, in a, I don't know, movie or something where they got it wrong? Like, have you?
No, I mean, you.
They,
No,
they can't.
you,
If they mess
screw
that
it.
up,
Yeah, you done.
if they, I mean,
You
yeah,
done.
that's bad.
But that was just something I wanted to talk about real fast. But yeah, anyway, thanks again, everybody. That is another one in the books. We appreciate all of you. Thanks for stopping by. We're gonna see you more. And my name is Stevie Ray.
And I'm Amber.
And this is Dip. We'll see you next time.